Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Raspberry Rock and I'm Russell. And that's Willow. It's a very still morning here. Not much moving. It's about 10 Celsius, around 50 Fahrenheit. I was just over in the garden and the garden's pretty much done. I've stopped watering it. We had a couple of freezing days last week and that killed off a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that it didn't matter anymore. Like there were some cucumbers out there I wasn't going to get to, and some tomatoes that we weren't going to pick for whatever reason. But I did find, well, first of all, a melon. We had high hopes for our melons, and because we've never grown melons before, and we'd picked one, a decent one. City Girl said it was ready, and I brought it in. And we were saving it. We were going to have it. And I noticed a bit of mold growing on it, so I put it in a baggie. And next day, there's mold all over it, of course. So that was the wrong thing to do. But just out there now, and I'm looking, and I'm like, because I know a couple of other the melons have just gone bad. I'd seen them, but this one was hiding. I knew it was there, but I didn't see it. But it actually looks okay, so I'm going to cut into it and take a look-see. I also found a cucumber that looked pretty good, so I brought it in as well. That might have, I don't know, it feels a little bit on the soft side maybe, but we'll take a look. Anyway, I'm going to cut this right now. I'm not going to wait. City Girl isn't going to be back in for a bit, so there's no point in holding on to it and seeing if it lasts that long. So yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Come with me. What? Nice. So I can finally confirm that it's cantaloupe. I mean, it looks like cantaloupe on the skin, right? But the package of seeds only said melon on it. So we didn't know what was coming up. Could have been a honeydew, right? But yeah, can finally confirm. And it looks good. Haven't tasted it yet, so here we go. It's very juicy. Mmm. Oh, that's really good. Wow, that's nice. I'm gonna go eat some more. Interestingly, our strawberry plant is still producing flowers and strawberries, which is very strange. City Girl pulled 4 strawberries out of here on the weekend. Very tasty. So what is Russell doing today? If you watched my last video, then you know I went to the far trail cam to replace the batteries. And I guess to grab the card, except I forgot to bring another card. So I got the card with me, and I got batteries for the closer trail cam, the one across from the pond. Also, I have something else. The noise of the leaves is going to drown me out here. I was in the home hardware, the local home hardware in Tweed, getting hardware for my well. Finally, gonna get that done. And I look over, and there's this guy plopping these huge bags down, great big bags, like bigger than a dog food bag. And there's a sign there saying deer feed, $20. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm at the cash rate, but there's nobody behind me. So I'm like, hold on a second. And I go over to this guy. I said, what is it? He goes, it's deer feed. I said, I know, I can see that, but what is it? He goes, deer feed? And the girl at the cash yells over, it's food for deer. I said, no, I get that part. What's in the bag? Is it corn? Is it... And he goes, oh, I don't know. So eventually he finds it on the label, and he even went and grabbed somebody else who knew better. Mixture of corn. Oh no, I'm gonna get this wrong. Maybe I'll put it on screen. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on screen. Corn and oats and barley, maybe, and a mixture of molasses. I think molasses. Yeah. So, and in fact, it even says right on the bag. It doesn't say deer feed. It says, I think it says sheep and lamb feed. But apparently, deer don't mind that it says sheep and lamb. Sheep and lamb? Isn't that the same thing? Maybe I'm missing something. At any rate, I bought it. I bought a bag. So my secondary purpose, other than putting new fresh batteries in the other trail cam, is to put down some deer feed and hope that they don't mind that the food is made for another creature. See a duck. I think it's a duck. It's way out there. Today is October the 14th. 17 more days till the end of, approximately 17 more days until the end of October. And I could be wrong on this, but I think hunting season starts on the first Monday of November, which would be the 3rd. Yeah, that's another tick. This is the 4th tick I found on me. Weird that I would come this way last week and not find a single tick. And now today I find 4. Now that could mean that deer have been through this area, because the ticks need something to cling on to, right? Like they don't travel very far. A fully grown tick is going to fall off its animal. I don't know if they lay eggs or they just sprout little ticks. Sprout? I was sprouted by my mom 56 years ago. Anyway, but they don't go far. They just climb up the nearest plant and wait for another creature to come along. It's not like they travel, 100 yards to get closer to something. So, yeah, it could mean that deer have been through this area. Anyway, approximately 20 days until hunting season begins. So, whoops, my spiderweb stick. So this is the last time that I'll take the dogs with me out here, because I don't want their smell to linger anywhere. Oh, yeah. And I'll come out. I don't know how often I'll come up to this far trail cam, because it's a bit of a hike. I'm carrying a backpack with 10 pounds of deer feed in it. But to hit the trail cam across the pond, really I just need my kayak, right? I'll get in my kayak with a couple of scoops of feed, and then I can just throw it on shore. How the hell did I get through here last time? So then, like the day before hunting season begins, what are you doing, Russell? I can come out to the trail cams, get the cards, and see if deer are hanging around. If deer are hanging around the second trail cam, then that's where I should be hunting, right? If they're hanging around the other trail cam, then I can hunt from my deck. Oh, I so want to get a deer off my deck. That sounds weird. Get a deer off my deck? Yeah, I mean. All right. pulled like 20 ticks off me now. And now we have to go back through all that. Crazy. I'll have to leave the dogs outside for a while. When we get back, there'll be ticks all over them. They are on the flea and tick medication, but I'm not sure how it works. But like, I don't know if the ticks have to bite the dogs and then the ticks fall off, or ticks just get repelled by the smell. At any rate, I don't want the ticks inside the cabin, right? So if I leave them outside for a while, hopefully the ticks will bugger off. Here, Jimbo. Look at you. Sometimes you can actually see them. I don't see any. Okay, let's go. Let's go. When I take the pump out, this should just drain naturally. I don't know if I should do anything, like just leave it like that. Certainly next year I'll put a screen on it again, like a fresh screen. I can't believe this though. Wild. I said this in the last video, but you know, people are creeped out about, you know, boating on ponds and lakes because they can't see the bottom, right? They don't know what's down there. This is what's down there. Nothing. Mud. Mud and wood. Mud and wood? You know what I mean. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. Never saw that. Anyway, this setup worked fairly well. The only problem was I couldn't leave the AC output on all the time. It would just sit there and drain the battery. You know, I'd lose 30 to 40% just overnight of the battery. So I had to come out here, and it didn't matter, like in the summer when we were getting so much sunshine, I could leave it running, but as the days started to get shorter, I had to come out here and manually. What I would do is I would turn the AC output on, pump would run, I'd go back to the cabin, take my meds and start my coffee, and then I'd come back and turn it off. And that was about 15 minutes. And that worked fine, but still annoying, right? Anyway, I'm gonna dismantle stuff here and take stuff back to the cabin. Won't be taking the panels just yet. But, I mean, otherwise, they worked fine. Just sitting here. Probably turn it off. Okay. Come back for those. I carried both of those over. If you remember, I carried both of those over, I think on my head. Not at the same time. I'm not going to carry them back. Exploring the pond? Yeah. One last thing I did is this hose here with the end on it, I dragged it up the hill just to make sure it drained properly, because I'm just going to leave the hoses out here, which is a good idea because a lot of water came out. And I kind of lifted this one up to make sure that all the water came out of there too. Okay, I might walk that one down you know, just lifting it up, so just to make sure it drains. Okay. I don't like how the front wheels come off the ground when I do that. That's a bit scary. This is, I'm sure, my final garden update. We've had some pretty cold temperatures and getting hot. So the tomatoes didn't survive. Neither did the green peppers, but I mean, it's okay because I got a lot of tomatoes. I won't get through them, right? Sitting inside the cabin. And I couldn't, last year I was eating cucumber every day, just chowing through them. They were awesome. This year just didn't have an appetite for them. I just didn't feel like it. So a lot of them went to waste, unfortunately. We'll grow them again, of course. City Girl had several big bags of green beans that she took back to the city. Like there was way more than she could handle, and she got green beaned out. I think she gave some to her mom. And got all the squashes. They were good. Small pumpkin was good. The rutabagas came out really weird. Okay, that's all we got from them. There's one larger tube on one of them, but that's pretty much it. And so, I don't know what the heck went wrong with those. Right? There's something deeper down here that we missed? I don't think so. Zucchini did great. Oh, we got so many huge zucchinis. And I'm not a zucchini guy. So they all went back to the city. Some went to her mom again. This is it. Like, what the hell is that? Is that how a rutabaga is supposed to look? Fail. The size of the weed in this one. Potatoes. Oh boy. I'm gonna have more potatoes. Holy crap. Speaking of potatoes, this is a potato pot. That's not looking so great. Well, I gotta get in here and see what's here. We got so many potatoes. I've been digging through this pot, and I think this is one that I took a lot of the soil out when I planted the potato, and as soon as it started growing, I added more and more soil. So there's potatoes that are pretty deep in here. I think. He says, live on camera. Or not, Anyway, I already took like a dozen good potatoes out of here. I gotta come back with a shovel and make sure I got them all. Huh. Well, that is wild. Maybe I didn't do it with that pot. But we've got this pot of potatoes and that pot over there, so I don't know if I want to do this now because I don't have a shovel. Oh, there we go. There's some. Yep, I feel some more. Oh, a nice big one. Small one. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to do this now. Good stuff. Pretty much every carrot in this pot was came out gooey. Oh, what I discovered. Yeah, it wasn't draining properly. And this one over here wasn't draining properly either. And I reached underneath and I took this little tab off. And then water came gushing out. So even though, you know, that's a strainer, water should go through that, it wasn't. So what I'm going to do next spring, because we're going to do another garden. I like fresh veggies. What I'm going to do next year, and it's going to be a lot of work, is empty each pot one at a time. Take those plastic thingies off. Put some garden cloth on the bottom so that the dirt doesn't come out the hole, and then refill them. Good plan? Yeah. See, my last job out here is going to be recovering this stuff. All this worked actually really well, this watering system. I'm impressed how well it worked. There was only two challenges. One is the connection to a hose is really janky. Really janky. I spent a while trying to get that in there nicely so that it didn't leak. It took me a while and some finicking. And then the second challenge was like you can adjust how much water comes out just by how much you screw these on, right? So you're constantly trying to adjust it so it's, you know, not too much water, but you want enough, right? So that takes some time and some patience. And I had another little problem where, you know, I missed a pot over here. In fact, I think I missed these two pots. So I had to chain them together and pull them off over there. And it's a long line, and it's, you know, we've got all these other lines coming off before we even get there. And so the water coming out of these two was a little weak, which is why I had the caps off. Just let them free flow. Although oddly, you know, the last pot up there was fine. It was getting lots of water. You know, it's one of the last in the segment. So this system works fine. I've got to see if I can buy more of these things. And those are really easy to attach. You just cut the line anywhere. Like I cut the line here, put this in, attached both sides, and then started adding my feeders, or whatever they're called. That's moving awfully easily. Anyway, that won't take me long to get this all bound up, and I'll have to take it inside the cabin. I don't think there's any way I can remove all the water from the lines safely or properly. So I'll just take it in the cabin. I'll find a spot for it. Store it in the warmth so it doesn't freeze. Okay, that's pretty much it. Oh, I guess one last thing. The sunflower. One sunflower plant, and look at all the flowers on it. That didn't happen last year. I know we planted different seeds, but last year they're all just one stalk, one flower. This one just went crazy. And it started to fall over, so I placed it up against this pot. And this pot fell over at one point, and I couldn't stand it up. I was putting rocks around it. Oh, there's another one of our melons in there. I don't know if you can see it. Looking really brutal. It's funny that, you know, that other one I picked last week, or was that earlier in this video? It was sitting in here, and it was fine. And there's another. This was the first melon that appeared. Doesn't look so hot, right? Anyway, that's it for the garden until spring. Oh, I also got to put those barrels upside down. Still not sure what to do about this one with all the holes in it. Oh well. Yep, I gotta kick that over. Ooh, gross. Gross. Bit of a rat's nest, huh? Yeah, I was trying to get the water out of the lines. Very difficult. So, yeah, somehow this is going to go in this bag. And several of the lines, they just came loose and popped off their connections. Oh my god, how am I going to do this? Get in the bag. Get in the bag. Get in the bag. Get in the bag. You miserable. No problem. Easy. Now I gotta find a spot inside for that. I don't know if you can tell, but the trees behind me still have a lot of their leaves. We're still waiting for that one day. Lots of color over there too, really nice. The weeds in the pond are starting to die off. And I love the look of the pond when there's no weeds, when it's just one smooth color. You good? You good, girl? You good, girl? I'm washing my veggies in a bowl of water because I'm worried about getting dirt stuck in my in the trap underneath the sink, the drain trap. Does anybody know? Does dirt get stuck in there, or does it get like flushed out when you pour water down there? Pretty much every task that you could possibly do is better when you have an awesome view. Does that make sense? I knew a woman a long time ago. She hated doing dishes at home, just hated it. But when she went to the cottage, she loved doing dishes because it was right in front of this window that had looked over this great scene. So isn't it funny how you can hate doing a task in one situation but love it in another? just saw a flurry of leaves come off one of the trees over there. I think if today had been windy, then today would be the day. There's not much wind right now. So we're going to try and catch it. Catch it heavy again. There goes my bag. Also, this is the biggest potato we've ever grown. Pretty happy about that. This, I forget the name of this screw. Put this here to hang our hummingbird feeders off of it. And what we found is big ants would climb up here, go out here, and somehow work their way into the feeders, and there'd always be some dead ants in them. And then I applied some grease here, some all-purpose grease. Completely stopped the ant problem. I love simple solutions, right? We're still waiting for the leaves to... What are you up to now, Russell? Heading over to the trail cam just to spread some more food and get the card and see if anything's coming. It was Tuesday that I went out there and put the feed down, and I want to see if there's anything on the trail cam. I'm stopped here on this beaver dam. Like the beaver dam's like 4 feet in the air, right? It's 4 feet above the water line, and yet, see this? That's mud that the beavers push up here, right? The mud helps all the sticks and logs and stuff stick together, right? Form a better dam. Why are they doing it? They literally have nothing better to do. They're really sitting in their lodges going, well, fuck, you know? So bored. Let's go push some mud. Yeah, all right, let's go push some mud. Oh, I can see that they've been doing it all the way along here. It's too funny. I would venture to say that some of it's been eaten, but I don't know by what. Right? Last year last year, the year before, when I put apples out, yeah, the raccoons got them all. And I would even shove the apples on sticks like this, right? Thinking, okay, raccoons can't get that, but deer can. No, raccoon would just climb up the tree, climb up the branch, and either the branch would break, in which case it gets the apple, or it just got the apple. So I don't know if raccoons will eat this corn. But I'm still going to put it out, of course. Bought $20 worth of it, a huge bag. I'm going to use it. And it could also be just the case that no deer have come by in the last 3 days. Right? That's quite possible. Anyway, put it out. I'm thinking just one big pile of it. Instead of spreading it around, what's the point of doing that? Just pile it. In fact, I'll pile it right in here, and then around it, maybe. Just pour the whole thing right on top. Yeah. Doesn't that look delicious? Almost looks like a like what's it called? Bits and bites, you know, trail mix or something. I just want to get a spoon and start. Oh, let's get the card and get back. What a nice day. 17 Celsius. It was yesterday that I went over to the trail cam. But, yeah, beautiful day. 17 Celsius. Few leaves coming off. The big thing hasn't happened yet. We may not get that day, you know? I see lots of leaves in the water. They're just falling. Anyway, that's going to bring us close to the end of this video. One thing I wanted to mention, remember a few videos ago I talked about all the problems I had with my car at Hunter Ford in Madoc? Well, our friend Robin from Hollaby Homestead contacted me, and she's got a horror story of what went on. She bought a brand new Ford Bronco, and nothing but problems, and the dealership just kind of said, we don't know what your problem is, and kind of washed their hands of the matter. So now she's got this lemon. Spent all this money on this lemon. Not to mention they screwed her over on her trade-in as well. Anyway, she did a video on her channel. I'm going to link it below in the comments, so you can go take a look. And it's a wild story. I feel really bad for her. Not that I can do anything about it, but yeah, I thought my story was bad. Wow. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope to see you. Oh wait, one more thing. I keep meaning to mention this and I keep forgetting. Jen and Sylvain, I think? Sylvain? Jen and Sylvain dropped by the Subway in Tweed and bought me a gift card, Subway gift card. This was a while ago. I keep meaning to mention this and I keep forgetting. But thanks guys, I appreciate it. That was very lovely. Went in there and Tracy's like, oh, gift card here for you. That's always nice. Anyway, thanks again. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.